like you wanted, but just talk about getting back on the field for the first time this year.
Getting back on the field was great. Unfortunately, we didn't come out with the victory, but getting back and just progressing every day. Feel good to be back over my teammates, playing with these guys, man. Just unfortunately, we couldn't come out with the victory.
Yeah, I know you probably were on some kind of limited basis today. Did you get enough to play, or did they curtail on you once the score got out of hand, or how did it work out?
They just progressing me. I knew I wasn't going to have a big role this game. I knew I was going to be limited. They just progressing me make sure I could play the whole season. They don't want me to play my first game, and that's be the only game I play. So they just progressing me. I'm going to get better every week. The team going to get better every week, too.
What was it like getting that first hit?
It felt good. It felt good. You know what I'm saying? I needed that, you know what I'm saying, get it off my shoulder. I've been thinking about it for a long time, so it felt good. It felt real good.
And the legs, okay?
Yeah, they feel good. They feel real good. Yes, sir.
All right. So obviously going into this week, you're looking to do more.
Yeah, big role each week. Help the team. Anything I can do to help the team right now. That's my goal. Every week, pray hard and get anything I can do to help my team.
Jordan, y'all came into this game doing such a good job defensively, and especially against the run. Today they kind of opened up some holes. What was the difference defensively today?
Well, I mean, it was on us. It was nothing they did special. It was simple things that we game planned for. So I mean, we just have to come out this week and fix all the mistakes we had. It wasn't major things. It was maybe one or two people just out of place, and it'll pop if that's the case. So.
I mean, as a leader of the team, one of the leaders of the team, talking about just trying to bounce back and getting ready for next week.
Oh, it's all part of the game. You don't win them all, but I mean, you have to realize your loss and take your positive out of the game and come back next week and get better. So we'll be all right. We'll bounce back from this.
And I guess LaQuentin, just talk a little bit about them taking away you. They weren't letting you run it all. Obviously, just talk about how tough that was and what it was like on offense today.
You got to take your hat off to those guys defensively. They did a great job of containing us and coming through on some of our protections. And, like you said, they did pay heavy attention to me. So what I was trying to do was trying to get the ball to my teammates more than me taking off and running with it.
And any one of you guys can talk about this, but last year y'all kind of did the same thing to them. Y'all went up there. I mean, obviously they were motivated. I mean, how much do you think that played into what happened today?
If we was on the end that they were on last year, we would have came out motivated this game too. But like I said, those guys came out, tremendously enthused. They did a great job from the opening kickoff, and they just beat us to the punch today. That's all it was.
That's it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate the coaching game for a long time. You've been in situations where the year before you've gone up and beaten teams or lost to teams, and obviously. They didn't come out and say it, but obviously they were motivated after what happened last season up at Natchitoches.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. We should have been motivated too. I mean, the biggest thing, they've got a good football team. And, there's two things that I tell the guys in all my years that you got to have when you come out and play. You got to have, a great, mindset and attitude. And then you got to play with tremendous enthusiasm and effort. And we didn't have either one of them coming out of the gate anywhere on our football team. And then, of course, very, very disheartening because those are the kind of things you feel like you should get all the time. I didn't say every play was going to be perfect and, those kind of things, but I thought that we would get those two ingredients, and we didn't get it. And we didn't have enthusiasm really on the sideline. We had some individuals make some plays, individual nice plays. Sometimes on defense and maybe a few offensive plays that were good, but again, all in all, there was just individuals, not a team at all.
It seemed like they made a conscious effort to take away LaQuentin and LaQuentin's ability to run, and that seemed to really hamper the offense.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, LaQuentin again did not play well, and in no facet. And the thing I'm looking for him to do is he's gotten tremendous amount of game experience and starts. I mean, I know since I've been here, he started, at least probably 80-90% of all the games. And then I see today he made some of the same mistakes. And so, I went and changed it to Bo Hebert, and Bo did some good things in spots, there's no question. Then Bo gets cramps. And that's why he was taken out of the game, or he would have probably played the rest of the game.
Does that kind of open up this week of practice at that position? Is Landry now back in the mix?
Well, right now, yeah, I mean, Landry's been getting some reps in practice and that, but, you know, I want to do whatever's best for us to have opportunities to win games. And if I feel like he's better than the other two, so be it. You know, but right now, boy, I wish that I could stay with the plan. And Landry's, you know, got a lot of similar traits of both of those young men. But again, you know, I try to have competition. And what I always challenge the quarterbacks is a very good quarterback has a way to inspire the other 10 guys in the huddle to play better. And, you know, especially with Quentin, he should really, you know, but there was just some very basic things today that just, you know, I mean, that we asked him to do that just didn't get done. Very disappointed with that.
Talk about getting Jesse back. I know he was on a limited basis, and you probably were monitoring that, but just what was the plan going in?
Well, just to give him, just trying to get him involved in the game a little bit. We knew he wasn't himself yet, but you got to start somewhere. And we gave him more runs that were more north and south type runs, where there's not a whole lot of cutting involved. And just trying to get him back going, because it's more, as I mentioned before, more than just an injury. It's also a psychological thing with Jesse right now too. And so we just wanted to get him going, and I felt like at least we got him involved some, you know, and then it's at least a starting point.
Yeah, and obviously if things might have been a little different, he might have got a little more playing time, or was it just a limited number?
Yeah, once it got to a certain point, there were certain guys, you know, I mean, it got out of hand point-wise, and not like giving up or anything, but just you need to play some more people to see, you know, exactly, you know, who is, you know, our stronger players, or, you know, and so we gave some more back some opportunity. I thought Tyree did some good things on occasion, and then, of course, you know, giving Bo more significant reps. This was the first time I really believe Bo's played when, you know, without it being at the tail end of a game. So, and he did some good things, and I'll see that on film, and it's a starting point with him too. And I feel like he's got a very good future, you know, at the quarterback position. And so it's going to be interesting how it all shakes out, you know, in the future.
Defense today, they get a lot of yards after contact, a lot of missed tackles.
Yeah,
today.
exactly, and that's the frustrating thing, is that we had not been perfect at all, but we definitely have been able to, you know, make tackles and then create some more turnovers, and we were that, you know, missing that, and also a lot of times we definitely weren't swarming, because there was some individual plays or individual tackles out in open space, but it wasn't the defense that I had seen, especially like last week and the week before. It wasn't. So that's the thing. You try to, as a coach, you're trying to find something you can hang your hat on a little bit. Shoot, there was nothing. You know, I mean, there was nothing in all three phases. Basically, I'm talking about that you could firmly go to or say that's going to happen. I can predict that's going to happen positively. It wasn't that way.
Coach, the end of the first quarter, you go for it on 4th and 1, you'll get stopped a little bit short, and they come back and throw the long pass. You know, that situation, it could have been 14-7 instead of 21-0. Just talk about that momentum switch.
Well, exactly, and when we didn't get it, that's what a good offensive coach does on their side, is takes a shot right then, and they did. And, you know, we went for it on 4th down a few times. I mean, down inside the 10-yard line, going for it. We're looking for some push and movement, and we come up just short, so we can't finish the drive. So, you know, again, as I mentioned to you before, you're just trying to find, you know, usually when we're playing well, all three phases, you know, there's some things that a coach, a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, or whatever can really say, we can do this. And we were searching all game long.
We were talking on the press box, that 4th and 1, was it close? I mean, did you ask for a measurement on that, or could they see? I mean, because that was a big play, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of the things, even though it's a TV game, they said there would be no replays.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that, so we had to go with whatever they said. So, you know, it was just, again, like I said, there was 2 or 3 times for us offensively that were inches deciding if we're going to finish the drive or not.
Because even the fumble, the catch by Arsenault, I don't even know, he might not even have had control of the ball. I mean, there's a lot of close plays early that kind of went against y'all that hurt.
Well, that's the tough thing about, you know, this Southland Conference football, is that you have to go exactly the way it's called,
Mhm.
you know, and that's, you know, sometimes it helps you, sometimes it definitely goes against, but I don't think that was a real factor today.
I guess this coach maybe in closing, getting them back. I mean, obviously it's a tough loss to the Dow, but it's only counts as one in the loss column.
No
So
question, it's tough. I mean, right now I talked to him after the game, and I told him, just like the comments I made to you, is that, you know, first of all, to play the game of football, you've got to be really emotionally into it. You've really got to be into it. You got to be really flying around and excited to play. And then, you know, and then like I said, you got to give a tremendous effort. You got to give an effort every time. And so I talked about those things. Then I also said that, you know, of how my evening is going to be spent tomorrow and all that, is I look at myself first. I'm not going to sit there and just, you know, criticize everybody and this and that. I just sit there and look at what could I have done as a coach to help make this a better situation. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to self-evaluate. We're meeting as a staff right in just a few minutes, just to talk about some things instead of everybody going their different directions, just talking and seeing, you know, what do we got to do. The one thing about football, and I guess the thing that keeps me in it and keeps us all going, is that there's great times, there's no question, but there's some hard, tough times. And you face adversity, and right now we're facing adversity. And so weaker guys give up, you know what I mean, and just hang their head and all that. And let me tell you, this ain't the first time this man's, you know, had a rough game, you know. So again, what I want them to do is respond. I want them to respond in a positive way. And I want us as coaches to identify those guys that are absolutely going to play with those two special ingredients I talked about.